Matt, we've talked about extreme weather, but that's not the only thing that's frequent. So are auto thefts, right? Every
They are.
time I listen to the news or pick up a paper or something, or even on my community page, they've had their car stolen. Someone has. Do you have any sense of how much this is costing insurance companies?
Once again, I don't have an exact figure. I can tell you that it's on the rise. It's in, theft. Um, and I don't want to say the wrong number, but
Yeah,
it's getting up there to be, I think, near $1 billion issue as well, if not more. Um,
not surprising.
in
Yeah.
Ontario alone, there's stats that have said that since 2014 to now, it's increased by 80%. And last year alone, there was a spike of 14% in auto theft. It's something like every 48 minutes a car is stolen. So it is just so prevalent now, throughout not just Ontario, but throughout the country. But obviously, Ontario, we hear more about it from where we live and just the population density. It's such an issue, especially around the GTA right now.
Yeah. So, similar question that I asked about home insurance. Are you noticing terms in auto insurance policies changing? And I guess the second part to that is, are there certain types of cars that are commanding higher premiums?
Yes, so that's always been a case. The car is always factored in, and insurance companies have always looked at a few different factors. The age of the vehicle, the type of vehicle you have, because obviously, if it's a luxury vehicle versus a standard sedan, those things are going to factor in the cost to insure a vehicle. But they also look at things like auto theft trends and accident trends. So if your vehicle is more prone to being stolen or an accident, they're going to factor that into the price you pay. And that's constantly evolving. It's going by the trends of the market. So the cars that are getting hit with higher premiums today because of these trends could change over time. Um, but there are a number of cars like the Ford F-150s. I think the Honda CR-V is on the list right now. And when you talk about things that are changing, is that because auto theft is so prevalent, the Ontario government's has pledged $51 million to help fight, whether it's through police enforcement tactics, really trying to crack down on these rings that are rampant through in Ontario right now. But on top of that, insurance companies are getting more creative. So in Quebec, there was a system called TAG. It's pretty prevalent there. And it's been regarded as being pretty successful at preventing auto theft. It's now being implemented in Ontario, with Aviva, Traders, and TD being some of the early adopters of this system. So what they're doing is they're identifying, I think it's around 10 vehicles, and like I said, the Ford F-150 and the Honda CR-V are on that list. And if you fall on that list, they're requiring you to get this tag system implemented, and they're willing to reimburse you.
Is
I
it
think
like
it's
the
around 20.
AirTag, the iPhone,
Kind of.
Apple Air? Okay, it's different.
It's more sophisticated than
Yeah.
that. It's not supposed to be able to be hacked or taken off, and it's supposed to be really successful at finding cars and locating cars. So what they're doing is they're reimbursing you for getting it installed, but they're making it mandatory, and they might even get a little bit more bullish with it, where they'll start charging a penalty fee for those that don't want to, have it installed. And I won't be surprised if all the insurance companies jump on this. It just seems logical that if you have a system that you can implement that's going to help deter theft and also help with recovery, it makes sense because the cost to repair or repair a damaged car or completely write off a stolen car
Yeah.
is pretty high, especially with the cost of cars increasing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that makes so much sense because I'm hearing this a lot,
Yeah,
have those air tags. And I just learned this one recently, Matt, keep the fobs away from the front door of your house.
100%. Yes,
I had
especially the
no
new
idea
fobs.
because that's typically where I would hang my keys, right?
Yeah.
Close to the entrance. And like, no, because if you keep it away, it actually blocks the signals.
And to go a
Yeah.
step further, they actually recommend getting like a lead line box to put your keys in because that really would disrupt and block the signal. Because what's happening is these thieves have gotten so sophisticated. It's not the gone in 60 seconds model where they're popping the lock, they're breaking in, and they're hotwiring the car. They're
Yeah.
using technology to steal the signal. The technology has made our life so much easier in terms of how the cars operate, in terms of the comfort it offers us, but it's also making the vehicles more susceptible to theft. And it's a new type of theft. It's a cyber related theft. It's technology based, and it makes it quite easy in some of these vehicles. So what they're saying is, make sure you're not leaving yourself open and susceptible to having your car easily stolen. Make sure you're putting it in the garage if you can, locking it up. Don't keep your keys near your car. like I said, you can go a step further and have the lead line box. You can do the air tag yourself. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's perfect, but it's something that can help. But I don't think it's not going to deter a theft.